Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my self-evaluation speech, and I know it's coming towards the end, but I'm going to start out by saying that before I took this class, I was pretty nervous actually, because public speaking itself is not really something I particularly enjoy doing. And I mean, I would do it if I had to, but if there was any way I could get out of doing it, I definitely would take it. And previous to this class, I only had a small amount of public speaking experience. I would present projects and read papers in a couple of classes in high school, but I've never really taken an actual class that's dedicated to it. And at first, I wasn't completely comfortable with my communication skills, but I feel like the more that I presented and the more that I gave speeches, the better and more comfortable I got. And I do have some performance experience, but it's more so for the piano. Like, I can sit and play a piece and I'll feel a little nervous, or I used to actually sing in a chorus, which was I felt pretty comfortable in because I was singing with a group of people. But I've never really had to speak in public by myself too much. And throughout the weeks, I feel like I've improved a lot, actually. I started out having to do a lot of different takes just to get a decent take where I wasn't stuttering too much or using too many ums or uhs, and I just feel more prepared and more confident. And with the visual presentation, I actually learned a lot from that. Because I learned how to use visuals effectively and, make them flow with the presentation and not distract from it. And before, I wasn't too conscious of what the colors and different texts could do to the presentation, but now I'm definitely gonna focus more on that because things like that really do change the entire presentation itself. And I was pretty nervous for the first presentation, not so much because it's a camera and you can retake it, but that was my most nerve-wracking one, just because it was the first presentation. But I did get some pretty good responses from my classmates, which I thank you guys for. It was really nice to get all the constructive advice and, it helped me get better at presenting. And a lot of the feedback that I offered to the classmates were actually usually some of the things that I struggled with as well. Like, I know one of them was using less uhs and ums. That was a big one. And I did spend quite a bit of time on the speeches. I would usually prepare, I would go through what I wanted to say a couple of times before I turned on the camera, but then I just ended up doing several takes until I finally got a good one that I was happy with. But I did get better at it as I went on. And thankfully, I didn't really come across any technology errors, but as far as delivery goes, the only thing that I probably kept having some trouble with were the non-fluencies, the ums and the uhs, and occasionally I'd go over the time limit, but thankfully not too many big errors. And the speech that I enjoyed presenting the most was it's actually a tie between the media review speech or the industry professional speech, only because it related more to what I love to do, which is music, and so I think if I know more of the subject, I feel more comfortable talking about it. And the project that I enjoyed the least was probably the introduction speech, and only because it was the first speech and I was kind of nervous for it and didn't know exactly what to say, but it went okay. And from the TED speech, I actually learned a lot of different ways to connect with the audience. I learned to, you have to know your subject and know what you want to convey to the audience, and also find a way to keep them entertained and focused on the point you're trying to make. And I actually learned a good amount from all three, Sir Ken Robinson, Nancy, and Gar. I actually learned to add some humor and also connect with the audience. And another big thing that was stuck in my mind was to make the audience feel like they've learned something or gained something from your presentation. I think that was really, really good tip. And overall, I would say the biggest thing I've struggled with is just keeping a good flow. And when I would mess up, I would stop and start all over again. So I think I've been trying to work on that and just keep going even if I mess up. My strengths in presenting would probably be that I feel like I give off pretty good energy, especially, when I know the subject really well. I can just worry less about it and concentrate on keeping the audience entertained. And so I would rate my presentation this month a 4 just because I think that I've come a long way from the first presentation, and I've worked on certain things and I've done better each time, I feel like. But I just wouldn't give myself a 5 just because I think there's a couple things I might still need to work on. But I've definitely improved, I would say. And after my experiences this month, I am so much more confident with giving speeches. I honestly thought it wasn't going to help much, but it really did. And, it prepared me more, it made me feel more confident, and also all the feedback I got was really nice and it helped me figure out what I should work on. I had a great experience in this class, and I feel so much better about presenting. It's been really fun, you guys. Thank you, everyone, for all the feedback and the support, and I hope everyone does great out there. Thank you. Bye.